Okay guys, this one will be fun because Wesley Johnson had crazy potential. Minnesota drafted this super athletic 6'7" guy with a 7'1" wingspan out of Syracuse in the 2010 draft. And honestly, along with John Wall, he was one of the most exciting prospects in that draft. But, 4 seasons in, even in increased minutes with LA, he was still only averaging 9 points per game. And in real life, he would just never end up averaging above 10 points a game his entire career. But let's see what would have happened if another team knew how to develop him properly. The best trade I found was to Golden State, so we'll start there. By the way, I adjusted his shooting form, but it'll probably keep evolving throughout. Alright, so season 2014-2015, he's 27 years old at this point and 73 overall. Immediately in his first year with the Warriors, Wes has a career high in scoring despite playing low minutes. He scores 10.5 points a game and averages 3 rebounds as well. He plays behind Andre Iguodala for the most part, but when he's on the floor, he's quite efficient. In season 2015-2016, Golden State acquires Paul Millsap, and we pretty much have a super team at this point. Wesley's numbers increase a little bit, now averaging 13.2 points a game and 4.3 rebounds, which is pretty good, and his overall goes up to 78. Now, I wasn't really ready for this, but the Warriors end up winning a championship this year with Wes as their 7th or 8th man coming off the bench. Of course, this is huge, but in 10 years, people won't really remember he was even on the team. So we'll continue playing and see what happens with his career. Wes is coming off a huge offseason, starting the season 2016-2017, and jumps to an 82 overall. He improved his handling and shooting, culminating in a deadly step back. With a chip under his belt and new skills, he comes back with a different confidence. It's a no-brainer for Steve Kerr to give him the starting job over Draymond Green at this point, who still never developed a jump shot, and Iggy, who's losing bits of his athleticism. This year he averages 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Fast forward to the following season, at 30 years old, with an overall of 82 again, he still averages essentially the same numbers. That's really the best he can do with the few touches he's getting behind Steph and Clay. So right now, it's clear he's an impact player on a powerhouse, but getting close to his prime, it's worth thinking whether he wants to stay a 3rd or 4th option on a great team or get his bag somewhere else. He still has the rest of the year to figure it out. The Warriors can't make it past the first round against the Rockets, and that's the boost Wes needed to look elsewhere. Starting season 2018-2019, he signs with a promising Sixers squad where he can be, if not the main guy, at least an equal to his talented teammates, also securing a significant bag for the next 4 years in the process. Let's look at our starting 5. So we have 90 overall guard Richie Hamilton, who's kind of a young, promising Devin Booker type player. We have Derek Wilkins, 87 overall, all-around power forward. We have a 3-and-D vet Danny Green, an 88 overall Nerlens Noel at center, and then yours truly. And off the bench, we also have Michael Carter-Williams and MKG. So this is a good team. This is a well-coached, electrifying team on offense who can run up and down the court for 48 minutes. And they're rugged on defense as well, with length, quickness. And although he's having fun and feels like an important part of the team, his individual production isn't improving. Critics and jaded Golden State fans are quick to say told you so, but with his teammate Richie Hamilton making the All-NBA first team, the Sixers are focused on the playoffs. So starting the playoffs, we whooped the Nets in 5 games in the first round, but round 2 is a different story. We go up against the John Wall and Bradley Beal Wizards, and surprisingly, they prove to be too much for us. Alright, season 2019-2020, he's 32 years old now, 85 overall still. At 32, his output is now officially decreasing, and he's battling for minutes with Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, who can do a lot more than him on defense. A month into the season, he's mostly coming off the bench. Wesley's athleticism looks like it took a drop, and he starts leaning more on his shooting to get buckets. The team does great though and finishes with the 1st seed in the East. In the playoffs, the 8th seed Knicks are an easy 5-game series win, but then the Magic in round 2, not so much. Despite our best efforts, Victor Oladipo proves too much and forces us into another early playoff exit. Season 2020-2021, we're 33 years old now, and we lost our All-NBA player Richie Hamilton in the offseason, and Wesley's overall decreased to an 82. However, his numbers do increase slightly due to more touches. I'm seeing how the season is shaping up, and I realize there's not much potential for big individual achievements at this point in his career anymore, but let's see how the playoffs go. We battle the Wizards again in round 1 and win a messy high turnover series in 6 to face the Pacers in round 2. We're way better than them on paper, but for some reason we let them take 2 before clamping down and taking the next 4 on our way to the conference finals against the first seed Hornets. In this universe, Kemba and Lance become one of the best backcourt in the league. But they have liabilities at other positions, and our team is just too complete for them to pose a real threat. So Wesley Johnson ends up in the finals again, 5 years after his first ring. We battle an OKC team where KD and Russ stayed together for the long haul. West doesn't play as much this series because we want MKG guarding KD most of the time. But he ended up being an igniter off the bench since he was guarded by Nick Stauskas. They came to West for easy buckets here and there, including catching KD on this nasty poster in Game 5. By the end of the fourth quarter in Game 6, with the game already decided by a 20 points lead, Coach lets veteran Wesley have a go at KD. And he made the most of it, with fans cheering him on. The Sixers end up celebrating their first championship since 1983 in Julius Erving's days. So in the end, although he can still help the team off the bench for the next couple of years, I'm ending things here because I don't think he'll play a significant role in anything exciting going forward. So in this career sim, Wesley Johnson won 2 rings as a 6th or 7th man, first with the 2016 Warriors and then with the 2021 Sixers. He would be remembered as a consistent 10 to 15 points contributor on solid teams, although he never earned an all-star spot or truly elevated his game above the crowd. I hope you enjoyed. Shout out to you_lost for the request. Write down who else you'd want to see, and I'll see you soon in the next vid. Peace.